your own interests. Vivo, is it Vivo V2? Wait. Please write your name in full for the purposes of attendance and also recognition. Yesterday you had a rest. Okay, we started briefly before I moved to MSc class, isn't it? Where do we stop? Where did we stop? Okay, I didn't get that.
Sorry, the criteria on the environmental.
Criteria. We did social strategies, isn't it? Hello. Okay, we are on environmental strategies for sustainable development. Did you do environment? Will you conclude on
Yes, sir.
economic strategies? I didn't get your response.
We stop at the criteria.
Criteria. Okay, criteria for performance standard for sustainable development. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we started with inclusive economic growth. Economic criteria for performance standards. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us briefly look at the criteria. Like I said yesterday, the criteria and performance standards for sustainable development provide a framework to guide actions, measure progress, and ensure accountability. These standards help organizations, governments, and communities to align their activities with the sustainable development goals, which I have discussed before. So these are some of the criteria and performance standards commonly used to evaluate sustainable development as follows. So when you said you are doing sustainable development, what can have you done? Are you able to do this to be as form of evaluation to say that you are actually interested or you are actually on the track of sustainable development? We talked about inclusive economic growth yesterday, isn't it? In terms of inclusive economic growth, we talked about GDP growth, which has to be sustainable and
yes, sir.
inclusive. So I sent the slide yesterday, and I believe it was distributed because I saw your responses on the WhatsApp group. So do you have questions? Because I actually rushed the other day. Do you have any questions or comments to ask before we proceed? If you have no questions, comments, we just run through the remaining slides and we'll see how we can do 3 hours lecture so that 3 or 4 so that we can cover the course all together, including the reason you are having a kind of space is that, like I told you yesterday, we were supposed to be 2. So while I was doing MSc with the other class, the second person is supposed to be attending to PGD, which should be my second person. However, the lecturer, Dr. Lola, is from Australia. It's like he was not informed on time based on the information I got from the head of the department. So I cannot be in any MSc class and at the same time be in your class. So that's why you are having the gap. Like today that I was with MSc, he's supposed to be here. When I'm with you, my second will be with MSc. That is how the whole thing was structured. But since the good thing got in touch with him, it is now my responsibility to cover all that is needed in this course. So that is the reason you are having some gap. But now that I'm through with the master students, after today, we will do stretched, maybe 1 to 2 tomorrow, and see, 10 to 2 tomorrow, and see if we can finish. Otherwise, we have to request from HOD to give us more time so that we can cover the entire class. Is supposed to be 15 hours. If we were doing it face-to-face, I'll be doing 2 hours in a week, and by 4 weeks or 5, I would have ended my lecture. I'm sure it's 4 weeks. Then the other person will continue. If the other person is not there, then I continue. But face-to-face, we try to ensure that we meet up with the hours required for each course. So inclusive growth as a criteria for performance standards. We talk about sustainable inclusive growth rates. You know what growth rate is. And you know what GDP, gross domestic products, which is a measure of growth in economics on aggregate level. Look at the employment rates, whether it's sustainable or not. We also look at the income distribution, whether the income is well distributed across individuals in the country, or it is skewed to the top, the way we are seeing in Nigeria. When we say skewed to the top, we are saying that probably few people are having high percentage of the money we have in Nigeria. 80% of the masses or Nigerians are suffering. The wealth of Nigeria is enhanced in few individuals, just about 20%. That's what we are talking about, income distribution. And reduction in income inequality measured by metrics such as Gini coefficient will give you an indication of whether the income is well distributed or not. We will not go into computation of that, except you are people that love mathematics. Then I will include it in my next class. But for the purposes of this class, just note that Gini coefficient can be used as a measure of income distribution. You will know the percentage of people that are poor in the country and the people that are rich. One other criteria is financial inclusion. A percentage population with access to banking services and microfinance. How many people go to bank? How many people put their money in their houses? Excuse me, or bury money inside holes in the villages. If you go to your village, you can count how many people have money in the bank, or how many people even go to bank at all. You discover that it's very few. Economic opportunities is also another economic criteria available to assess opportunities for entrepreneurship and business development, especially for marginalized groups. We also talk of resource efficiency, energy consumption. Energy under resource efficiency, we are talking about energy consumption, the use of renewable energy sources and reduction in fossil fuel dependency, water usage in terms of water efficiency, and then waste management. We are talking about reduction. I think we mentioned this yesterday. We also talked about biodiversity and ecosystem, isn't it? We talked about biodiversity and ecosystem yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, we
Did we talk about climate action? Did you talk about climate action?
No, sir, we
Hello?
didn't.
No, sir.
Okay, we
No,
stopped
sir.
at this biodiversity. Okay, we stopped at biodiversity and ecosystems.
Yes, sir.
So the climate action taken by any country or state will also be evaluated to look at the performance standards. Are we releasing more carbon to the atmosphere that is required or more than before, or we are reducing them? Once we are able to identify this, we can say our state's level of performance of sustainability in terms of climate action, climate resilience, implementation of strategies to include resilience to climate impacts such as flood defenses and drought-resistant agriculture. Drought-resistant in the sense that you can have crops that can withstand little rain and all of that, so that if those crops are grown, those crops can be grown in the north or areas where the land is dry, thereby preventing erosion. This type of erosion in this area, what will you call this type of erosion in a dry area? What will cause this kind of erosion? Dende, Amos, you wanted to talk the other day. I said I was busy. So you are talking of climate resilience, implementation of strategies to increase resilience to climate change, and one of it is drought-resistant agriculture. So what is your take? And I said that drought-resistant agriculture to prevent erosion. So I'm asking, what type of erosion do we envisage in here?
I didn't get the question, sir.
Yes.
I heard it, but I didn't understand it. I got you, but I didn't understand
I'm talking about the kind of erosion. We are saying if we are doing resistant agriculture, it means that we must try and adapt or use crops that are drought resistant, that can stay in places of dry lands, that can be cultivated in dry lands. So I'm asking that if you have such crops, they will prevent erosion. Then I just quickly remember that to ask you, what type of erosion are we thinking here? Root, Banan, are you sleeping or you are lying down? To root.
Yes, sir.
Were you sleeping or lying down?
No, I'm not sleeping, sir. I'm lying down.
Okay, I hope you are fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you get the question? Now,
I
when we
heard
talk
what
of
type of
looking at the climate, yes, are we looking at in this drought resistant drought area? Okay, can anyone Guess. Abito. Stella and Gufan. Abito, are you there? Abito is sleeping. Abito.
My
Stella,
phone is hanging.
Gufan.
Sir, I'm here.
Yes, can you give attention to what the question I've asked?
Yes, sir.
So
Hello,
let's
sir.
hear you.
Hello, sir.
Let's hear you.
Oh, my phone is
We
hanging.
can hear you.
Oh,
Yes, what is that?
my phone is
21,500.
hanging.
Florence in Stephanus, Saluk. What kind of erosion are we expecting in this kind of area?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Maybe gully erosion.
You know, gully erosion is caused by rain. We are looking at the source of erosion. What can cause erosion in this type of place?
Okay, or wind or erosion.
Wind
Splash
erosion,
erosion.
thank you. Yes, that's what we are looking at, wind erosion, because it's in the dry land. We are expecting wind erosion, but by way of planting this drought resistant or agriculture, we'll be able to get them. So you can use drought resistant agriculture to prevent wind erosion. That would be one form of resilience. And then we can do things that can prevent flooding, like planting of also crops that can resist very fast flow of water, and things that will also help us to create channels or reduce strong flow of water. And one of such would be using crops that, like runners crops, that can stay and hold water, so that there's no flood. And then taking actions that do not increase the temperature, that will result in rainfall or excessive rainfall, that will reduce flood, or building a dam to reduce excess flow of water, just like Cameroon is doing. They have dams where they put their excess water, and when the dams are filled up, they release the water, and then we start complaining in Nigeria as if we can't build dam as a country. So we look at the social inclusion and equity to evaluate the performance standards, access to education, enrollment rates in primary, secondary, and tertiary institution. Enrollment should be 1L. You can edit that. Healthcare access, how many people, when they are sick, can be treated in Nigeria, or that have the capacity to go to hospital to be treated. Gender equality, as we have said before. Gender parity in education, employment, and political representation. It will also be important to look at other criteria like poverty alleviation to gauge the performance standard for what? Sustainable development. Poverty rates, reduction in the percentage of population living below the poverty line, like we have said before. If it is reducing, it implies that one of the criteria, social criteria, is being met. Social protection, coverage and effectiveness of social protection programs like pension, unemployment benefits that we discussed before. Human rights in terms of labor rights, are they being complied with? Compliance with international standards, including fair wage, safe working conditions, and the right to unionize. So these are the social criteria that one can use to say we are either on sustainable track or for development or not. Non-discrimination, implementation of policies to prevent discrimination based on race, gender, disability, and other factors. Good governance is another criteria that can be used to judge performance standards. And one of it is transparency, openness in government operations and decision-making. Accountability mechanism for holding public officials and institutions accountable, and participations, opportunities for public participation in decision-making and policy formulation. You also have the legal and institutional framework. Legislation is one thing we talked about before. Enactment of laws that promote sustainable development and protection of human rights. Institutional capacity, strengthening institutions to effectively implement and monitor sustainable development. Are our institutions strengthened? What do we think about strengthening of institution or the capacity of our institution? If you don't have anything to add there, we'll proceed because we don't have time. Innovation and technology, cross-cutting criteria that go across different sectors. Research and development, investment in research and development for sustainable technology and technology transfer. Facilitation of technology to developing countries. If this is happening, you know that we are on track for what? Sustainable development. When these are evaluated and they are not there, you know that there's a problem. So as individuals living in Nigeria, we should be able to tell us in terms of partnership and collaboration, whether we are on sustainable path for development. Partnership and collaboration means we should have public-private partnership, engagement between government, businesses, and if civil society in sustainable development initiative. International cooperation, participation in global efforts, and adherence to international agreements on sustainable development. And there will be need to continue to monitor those criteria, whether they are being met or not. So the monitoring and evaluation will cover data collection and reporting, development indicators, development and use of indicators to measure progress across economic, environmental, and social dimension. Reporting mechanism, regular reporting on progress towards sustainable development goals is also important. Impact assessment, monitoring and evaluation, data collection. Okay, under the monitoring, you need to do an impact assessment for evaluation of environmental effects for proposed projects and policy. If its government is citing projects in an area, it will be useful, or it will be evaluated whether there will be harm, other consequences not envisaged at the initial stage of developing the project. So environmental evaluation of the environmental effects will also be very useful. Social impact assessment of the social consequences of development interventions as set by the SDGs and all of that. So to conclude on this aspect, or what we are discussing so far, we will say that criteria and performance standards for sustainable development provide a structured approach to achieving and measuring progress across dimensions, and they help ensure that development is inclusive, equitable, and environmentally friendly, like we have said before. So by adhering to these standards, stakeholders can contribute to a more sustainable and resilient future for all. So many things have been discussed based on the criteria for nations, and then all of us. This is the first component of what we'll be discussing. We'll continue to discuss tomorrow. So I would want us to make our input or ask questions based on the criteria and the monitoring aspects of ensuring performance standards. Any comments, contribution? Can we say, for instance, as a class, what do you think is happening in Nigeria in terms of transparency, openness in government operations, and decision-making government? Do you think, as a Nigeria, that our government is transparent enough? I need your responses or comments to what I have asked. Bashir.
Hello?
Yes.
Sir, actually, regard
Bashir.
respect to what you have. Yes, sir. Hello?
I'm with you.
Okay. So regarding to what you have mentioned, I can say that all these things are not going well in Nigeria. There is no transparency. There is no, what do we call it? I forgot what you said, sir.
Accountability.
There is no accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Participation in governance.
Yes, sir. There is no transparency, there is no accountability, and there is no participation in governance. Why do I say so? Is that, for example, there are things that are being done without the knowing of the citizens of the country. Just some people will just go and decide, and no matter what the result might be, whether it will affect the citizen of the country or it will not affect them, they don't care. They will just go ahead and do it without the knowing of the citizen of the country. So that's what I can say about it.
What example can you give with that regard, in that regard?
Okay, so the example I can give is, for example, what is happening in where should I call?
I'm with you. Think
Okay,
of your
sir.
state. Now, what is happening in your state? Think of your state. Bring even your local government.
Okay,
You can give
sir.
examples.
Like for example, in our state here in Bauchi, there are some projects that are being done in the state that will not bring out any benefit to the citizen of the state, and still the government go ahead and continue with the project.
So what are some of those projects, and what is motivating governments to do that?
Okay, sir, like there is one overhead bridge that is currently ongoing in the state. Actually, I don't think Bauchi State need this overhead bridge. That is because there are no, there is no any much population where this overhead bridge is going on. So there are some, let's say there are some solutions to that problem. For example, let's say when the government will do this thing, bypass, will create another bypass, so it will consume all the population of the people that are going along that place. So I think that project is not cited well, sir.
Okay, but in Benue State, can we say the same? Elizabeth? Yes,
Good afternoon,
Elizabeth.
sir. Good afternoon, class. Sir, I actually want to add to that of participation using the example you gave us during one of the lectures you've taken us. You talked about some group of people coming to a community to establish a project. Without the participation of the community, they went and, is it a borehole? They dig a borehole for the community. And when husband and wives don't have the opportunity to meet because the borehole was there, you gave example how the children of these people go far away to fetch water, and then using the opportunity as husband and wife to meet. You gave an example like that. I want to also talk about it. When they are not carrying the communities or the society, when they are not carrying them along, there is no participation, then you can't say that there is a good governance in the country. So that's what I want to see using the example you gave to us in the class.
Thank you, Cross Rep, for your addition. Joseph Odu.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, class. Odu Joseph is speaking from Wuruku in Makodi.
Okay.
What I have to contribute when it comes to good governance, I can say it's only experienced in a developed country. But a country like ours, there is no good governance. I want to talk about accountability. Nobody is accountable for anything. You can see a project is being given. All these politicians, you give them projects to do. First of all, what they are thinking is how they can enrich themselves first. And as they are, even if they will do the project, there is nobody to monitor the project. I can give example in my village. A man was given a contract from government to do borehole, about 3 of them. First of all, he came, they mounted the signpost of the project. He went straight to his compound to dig a borehole there. After digging a borehole in his compound, he provided one for the community. That means he did 2 out of 3, and 1 was in his compound. And there is nobody to question. So in this country, I can say there is no accountability. Nobody is accountable for anything. If the monitoring should be there, I am sure everybody will sit up to be accounted for anything we are doing in the country. This is my input, sir.
Thank you so much, Joseph Odu. I wanted to ask, okay, I asked Cost Rep, but she didn't touch on it. I don't know if you can touch on it. The respondent before Elizabeth said that in Bauchi State, they don't need flyovers. That they don't even need one for now. And I'm asking you, do you think in Benue State we need flyover? Yes or no, and why? That's why I asked, is this the same story in Benue State? I think Elizabeth forgot to answer that. So can you answer it?
Okay, sir. Let me make attempt.
For me.
Okay. Hold on. Elizabeth said forgot to touch on it. Let's hear her.
Okay, sir. To me, there is no much of, we don't need it here in Benue State, because if you look at it, there is no, can I say, traffic in Makodi as the state capital. So there is no need for the flyover for me. And if actually the people, the indigenous of Benue State were carried along, like if they were involved in this decision making, I believe there are other things they could have come out to speak to be done in the state. We have a lot of damaged roads on our street that can be done instead of the flyover. But if people were, the indigenes were not carried along, the government just decide to do what they think is needed for the people. So I don't think there is a need for the flyover in Benue State because a lot of things have not been done here. So it's not our primary need for now.
Your view is noted. I'll comment on it later. To Ruth Mbana.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, my dear colleagues. I want to comment on what my course rep has just said. I agree with her to some extent, but I said to some extent because I feel there is a need, but I feel the location he chose. I agree with what Elizabeth said. The location he chose for that overhead flyover or something is not there's no traffic there. Where I feel that overhead flyover should have been placed is at the roundabout.
Well, with you, as your network, we can't hear you again.
Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear
now,
me, sir?
Yes, but at some point, yes, now, yes.
Okay, so I said, for me, is the location of the flyover that I feel it's a bit wrong. That place he chose for the flyover is not usually, there's no traffic there. Where I would have advised a flyover would have been better at Gurukum roundabout. And I was some years ago, I was serving in Kaduna, and I passed, while I was traveling back to Benue, I passed one flyover, and I love the arrangement. When you get to that flyover, there's a section for those big vehicles, those tippers, trucks. There's a section for small vehicles.
Yeah.
There's a section for keke. There's a section for bikes and all that. So I feel if something like that is done at the roundabout, it will be very nice, because if we observe these big vehicles, they spoil our roads a lot. They spoil our roads a lot, and those vehicles ply the roundabout from North Bank towards Otukpo Road a lot, and even some areas in Makodi. But I think that North Bank to New Otukpo Road is a major road they usually pass. So if something like that is done at Burukun roundabout, we see that there is a section for big vehicles, and it will ease traffic. There will be no hold up, because sometimes a big vehicle, I think was it last week Friday, I went to school to finish my registration. While coming back, a big truck spoiled by the roadside and blocked the road. So vehicles were maneuvering and passing on this other side, and that was just before the bridge. So if something like that is done in Makodi, it's going to ease traffic, and it will help ease transportation and all that. It will make the whole transportation easy, save time, save everybody's time and all. Thank you, sir. That's what I have to say.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful contribution. You don't want to disagree with say you disagree with Lisbeth, but in actual sense, you disagree with what she says. I wanted to ask Elizabeth whether she drives. Elizabeth, do you drive? Hello? Elizabeth,
Hello,
your voice, we can't hear you. It's Elizabeth I'm talking to. Has she ran away to the kitchen? She's not here. Okay. I like what you guys have said. It shows the consciousness level that you have in the state and development. And from what you guys have said, there is no the participation level is low. And that's why a lot of people don't know what is actually happening, even what is beneficial to them. If they are not correctly informed, they will think that it's a wrong decision. But I can tell you here, those of you in Benue State or outside Benue, that the flyover construction is long overdue in Benue State. Think of, let's start with the festive periods when vehicles are coming from the north and passing the bridge. Do you know the kind of hold up? Sometimes the hold up is from that Urukum to North Bank Junction here to Union Agric. You see people diverted to old road that people say that is no longer usable. And you see traffic there. And you see how many hours they spent on the roads. Most of the times when vehicles are coming, either going across to go to other distance. The what is it called? The flyover in overhead bridge in Benue is long overdue, and we should forever be grateful for the governor to go into such programs. Benue State is expanding in terms of people coming to the state. So also is the traffic of vehicle conveying people to one state to another, passing through Benue and going to book. That's why I like the last point. Is it who made is it in Stephanis or who made that last point? To Ruth, what she said that she would have preferred Wurukum roundabout. But do you know that for some of us that ask questions, the reason for doing what is it called? High level roundabout is to ensure that when they start Wurukum roundabout, Wurukum is one of the key this thing the government wants to do. But if you start with Wurukum, when there's diversion, people will have problem. It has to start with Wurukum so that when there is diversion, all vehicles will be entering all this town and everything and busting that to Tukpo or Isha Abakud and then find their way when the road is blocked. That is why he's starting from the high level. It's not because there's traffic high level, but there will be traffic if he commences project now. And the same people will complain that, why didn't they do something before they even come and touch this major road? Don't you know that it's a big major road? People will also be murmuring. So that is why he's starting with that. I think it's a good thing that we're having this. I think he's doing one in Boko. Go to Enugu because of expansion. And when you have good road network, people would like to visit you. People would like to come to the state. Not that you are going to work, that will start by 8 o'clock. You can't get there because of traffic. As sometimes we're having that very serious in Wurukum roundabout. And he has come to do it. I think he deserves salutation. But because there's no participation in governance, people are not aware. That is why people are always not knowing much about what is happening. Yes. So Ogbu Samson, this thing has been on. Let us hear you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity to speak and to contribute. Okay, is in regards to, thank you, sir. Is in regards to Niger Delta, where majorly the drilling of activities goes on with the multinationals. So I feel the environmental aspect of it is not really given good attention. It's all about like getting the fall and then the resources that comes with it, like the money that comes with it, and the environment which the people happen to do their business, maybe fishing, good water, is not really considered. So I feel if the people are engaged, I think there will be a better way of, carrying out all these activities, because we happen to see that the water they consume is already polluted, and even the life activities in the water as well is being affected, the ecosystem and all that. So I think if the people are actively involved in it, considered, because there will be some health factors that people living in such area would experience. And at the end of the day, they'll have to use their money to treat some of these diseases that they would be battling with. They'll have to use their hard-earned money to do it. So I think participation is very important, because it will help to put some measures into place, because people should be considered. People should be considered. But in this part of the world, people opinion is not really a major factor. The major factor, from what I observe and I see, is about is about the resources that comes from there. And we know that people are very important in any country, because without people, there won't be leaders that will govern them. So people are important. So I think maybe with this course that we are doing, the social standards, such thing will be considered when a project is to be cited in that particular place. We'll have to look at, okay, the social standard, what are the standards that should be in place for such projects to happen? And then the engagement of the people, if they need to relocate them, maybe to a particular place, and all that will be put in place, rather than just having the environment impacted, the air, the water, the livelihood of the people. Thank you so much, sir, for the opportunity to just contribute one or two.
Thank you. What's that your name again? That was a beautiful contribution, an elaborate one.
My name is Nenyi
What's that
Grace.
name again?
Nenyi Grace Joseph.
Nenyi
Grace Joseph. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. I've not heard of that name before. All right. Good to hear from you, and thank you for your insightful comments. It actually matters for government, or is important for government, to ensure that people are carried along. Tell the people, let them be part of a group or community or whatever committees that they are set. People should be part of it, and it should be people that can go and speak to their people. Sometimes they actually invite people, but they invite the wrong persons, that once it comes to the state and they are told what the government is about to do, they lack the capacity to come down and follow it up. I think that is what is happening. Because so far, like I've told you before, this government is different from all other government that were witnessed in the states. And it's something that we should commend. So there was a hand up. We have spent, we're in 4, we were already past 1, but we came late. So we can do some 9 minutes discussion before we can close for the day, and wait for tomorrow to do the concluding part. So I saw a hand up. Dende, Amos, please, let's hear your view. Dende, Amos, are you with us? Good afternoon. How are you doing? Then it's like your network is bad.
Yes, I want to talk about the... Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please
okay,
go ahead.
I want to talk about... Yes, sir. I want to talk about the government, the I want to talk about so many things, although I had some things I planned to see. I didn't see it on time and I've forgotten some, but while in the course of my discussion, I think I will bring it up. You made mention of they were talking about the flyover at high level. To me, I think that is not really needed for the people of Benue State at now. And the reason is because I've been to other states like Gombe, where there is no flyover yet. If you look at the road network, is very, very, in fact, one of the most, I can not put the best, well-developed state in the northeastern part of Nigeria. And they don't have flyover and they're not thinking of doing any one now, but they have good roads. I think using that money for flyover would have been used to develop other roads that would have been more effective than the flyover itself. If you come to Makurdi, and one of the major reasons why people construct. Yes, sir.
Are you one of the politicians that will want the money to be shared instead of the money being used?
I didn't talk about the money to be shared. I said that money would have been used to develop good roads that would have been more effective than the flyover itself.
Yes, I'm with you. Did you get what I said? Why the high-level roundabout needs to be constructed? Do you agree that there's need for Urukum to have a flyover? Then
there is no need for now.
Do you think there's a need currently in Urukum?
There is no need,
even
sir.
in Urukum? I disagree with you. Totally.
Sir,
do you drive?
The reason I...
Do you drive?
You said?
Do you drive?
Yes, sir.
Bende? Where do you drive to? Where are you located? Where do you drive to and where are you located?
I live in Makurdi. That's where my people live.
Yes.
But currently, I'm not in Makurdi.
Where? Which side? Which side of Makurdi?
Achusa. After
you see him? You see him? Your area where you live. I don't want to say much, but Achusa, you see where you live. You are between easy to go to Naka, easy to go to
okay. I was driving at something. I'm not really against the flyover, but I was saying there are some places even in that Makurdi that the roads are not constructed, and which there is more need for the roads to be constructed rather than the flyover.
Hello, sir.
Because one of the major reasons why flyovers are constructed is to manage traffic. And I can tell you there's no traffic in Makurdi. Only express traffic, maybe.
Who is that?
Hello, class.
Who is interrupting with our class?
It's
Somebody is speaking and you interrupted him. Even if it's Japheth, hold on now. Japheth, hold on. Somebody was given an opportunity and is airing his view. It is only wise that you allow him to land and then raise your hand. Once I call your name, you speak. Otherwise, everybody will just be, talking because with the class will not be orderly again. So please allow Dende to land. Even if you have a different view, then you can call. I'm the only one that is permitted to interrupt him. Then they go ahead.
Hello,
please.
Sir.
Yes. Then your network is bad.
Hello, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yes, you were speaking. Now go ahead.
Okay. I'm talking about good governance.
Yes.
Francis died. He said what he left in his account was just $100. And you can tell you that not even a local government chairman in Nigeria will come out to tell you what is in his account. That is by the way. A project, Nigeria is a place where a project will be done without no one knowing how much it has just spent for the construction of that project or for the project to be executed. And at the end of the day, everybody will just agree because you won't even say anything. When you try to even speak out, before you know, DSS will pick you. I remember when Akpabio was sworn in as the president, Hello, sir.
Yes, just that your line is breaking.
Okay. When Akpabio was
I think you have made your... I think Dende, we will stop you there, please. You continue next time. Your point has been noted. But like I have said, the two bridges that the governor has embarked on is one of the good things that has happened to the state. Benue State has been very, very backward in terms of development. Go to Enugu that was created the same, what is it called? The same time with Enugu. Enugu has been separated into two, I think, this and that. Benue has been in existence since then. If you go to Enugu town and see the network of flyover, you will not be, you move smoothly in town unless you don't know the road. And we are here, somebody is trying to bring development. You agree with me that the Gombe, someone talks about the size of Gombe. Will you compare with the size of Benue State? There are a lot of people moving into Benue State because of the land resources and other things. And people are investing left and right. Do you know the number of expansion, interior places people are living now? It is important that all this, there should be road network there. But given this one, even to give us a view, a national view, or kind of, yes, a national view that when you are passing through Benue, you are passing the river, this thing, there's flyover and there's no hold up. All these heavy trucks have their lane and all of that. It's things, these are things. I'm happy that some of you brought this topic and we are discussing it. You need to go and educate. If you don't have a reason, if you don't know the reason why those things are being put in place, I have told you before. And as students or intellectuals who are continually learning, I want you to learn this and note it, that the construction of what is called high level is because he wants to ease the pressure once the pressure, what is it called, most of the Urukum component is blocked, of the road is blocked, so that there can be free flow of traffic through there to other states. If you say nothing should be done at Urukum, then I can tell you that you have a lot to learn about the state's expansion and the need to encourage people, at least, even if it is just a serene environment where people can pass, no hold up, this and that. Once vehicle is parked, you can't pass again because of there is no opportunity for people to use the other route. So I think it's something we should encourage and continue to tell ourselves. Those politicians telling you that this man is not doing anything is because the man has refused to share money. That is the truth in Benue State. Most government leadership in government, when Oton came to power, what did he do? And people say he's wiser politician. What is wise? When you are tricking and stealing government funds and everything, he says wiser than this man. This man is working. Apart from roads, he's paying pensions. He's paying salaries. When he came in, there was like 6 months, 1 year, people were not paying salary. Without collecting allocation from the federal government, he paid all the arrears and he's still paying. This is somebody that we should encourage. Forget about what politicians do. They collect money and go and squander it and come and give you peanuts and say money is circulating. Where the money should go, it's not going there. He's going to towns and everything. And this man came, he's stopping it. He's giving a sense and direction to the state. We should key into his policies. Like I always say, nobody is perfect. But what he has done is something that we should encourage. We need flyovers. Every town, every city, town that desires to be a city creates road networks. Once he has done this one and outsiders can pass free, he might go into a internal road network. And maybe that is why when we'll be feeling it. But for now, the ones that have been abandoned for years, like one of our respondents just said that all this, when this road blocks, these waterways, you do know that the construction of what is it called, Wurukum, there are waterways over there that have been causing a lot of flood because it has been blocked for years. It is this flood, this what is it called, flyover that will open up the areas and help us. Who are the people talking? Aheme, please mute your mic. Aheme Nongo, please mute your mic. We are still in the class. So, except I give you opportunity to speak, you have no reason to unmute your mic, please. Let's continue to do things orderly. Ogbu Samson, I think you'll be the last contributor to this class, and then we will call it a day. Ogbu Samson, Enyi. Yes, Ogbu Samson, Enyi, are you there? Okay. If Ogbu Samson, but you can hear me in class, isn't it?
Yes, sir, we can.
I'm here.
Okay.
Samson is here.
Samson is not talking.
I say something is
not
here.
Talking. It's like.
So am I not talking? Something is talking.
Samson, take it easy. We are not quarreling.
I know, sir. Maybe my network. I've been talking and nobody wants to hear me. It's like my network is bad. I don't know. I'm not shouting. I'm sorry, sir.
That's what you say. Not am I not talking? We are not quarreling.
Yes.
That's not how to say it. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
You know, sometimes when network is not going, you are frustrated. So don't transfer your frustration to us.
No, sir.
So let's hear from you now, please.
Yes, sir. So I must commend what our governor here in Benue State is doing. I'm an indigenous of Benue State. For the past many years, ever since I know Benue State have not developed in anything. All the governors that have been governing. Sir, can you
speak up? Yes, speak up. I can hear you, but just be louder.
Yes, I'm loud, sir. Okay, sir. I said ever since I know Benue State as my state, Benue State has not developed in any way, sir. So I must commend our present governor. He's doing well. If nobody will say he's doing well, Samson Ogbenyi will say he's doing well. For the flyover alone, even though he's going to squander the money that is being sent to Benue State, but he decides to do the flyover is something Benue State needs to be grateful for. You know, if only we can understand that the governor has better intentions for Benue State, we will know that yes, he's going places and he's about to do a lot. So we need to commend him because the money being given to him and he decides to do the flyover is something. Even though there's nothing he can do and he is doing the flyover, in December, whenever people gather in Benue State, there's always a jump pad in Wurukum, just like as you said earlier. If only it starts with Wurukum, we are the people that will sing complain and say, why do other alternative in constant with Wurukum? But starting with high level before coming to Wurukum, I think after all this, it's going to add beauty to Benue State. We really need the flyover.
Thank you.
We really need the flyover in Benue State, not just for anything, at least for the beauty that it will add to the state.
Thank you. You are a developer. Keep it up. Abito, Stella. I wanted to stop, but Abito wants to stop.
Thank you, sir.
Stella and Gufan. Yes.
Yes, sir. Mine is just
Gufan, yes. How are you?
Fine, sir. Mine is just a contribution. This ecological factor of this erosion. You know, at Gado Villa, we have a big erosion there, and at Ije Basin here, across to Wurukum, we also have a big drainage there. If the government has been putting funds into it, for the
Speak up.
past, this
Yes,
erosion,
please be a bit louder. Ngufan, please be a bit
the erosion
louder.
that, can you hear me now?
Yes.
This erosion at the basin, this Murukum here, and the one at Gado Villa, if government have really been putting funds, it would have reduced the erosion that has been going on for the past years. You know, year in, year out, when it happens, they will say they will have to do it. But at the end of the day, they will not do it. If they have been doing it gradually, it would have reduced the erosion that the erosion in Benue State at large. That's my contribution. They should look into it because since that erosion in 2012 and 2020, they have not done anything about the erosion. If they have been working on it, it would gradually it would have been reduced.
Ngufan,
Yes, sir.
you know that we are doing a classwork.
Yes,
It's
sir.
like a think tank where we will learn on what is right to do, what
Yes.
good governance means, and what good governance can do to us, and the measures that we can use to assess good governance. Just as if
Yes,
whatever we discuss here, we are going to carry it to meet anybody or the government. But individually, when we
Yes, sir.
sensitize ourselves on what to do and what is right to do, somehow it
Yes,
will
sir.
awaken all of us to our consciousness. And when
Yes, sir.
illiterates and people that have no knowledge about what is happening, you that are being taught and you are acquiring knowledge, you have an upper hand to give reasons why certain things are done in certain places.
Yes,
Not
sir.
to go and be
Yes.
listening to their own view, because you have had knowledge, have contact with people that have had contact with the outside world internationally and are well trained like us.
Yes.
And that is why we are
Yes, sir.
telling you what is good, what is wrong. So in
Yes,
this instance, you can only link your concern. For instance, you can say government is not, the governance aspect is not playing its role in terms of infrastructure. Because you are having this, you are having this. Then we can say, okay, is this an issue? If it's an issue, like you have said, then we discuss it. It is really an issue. We concretize our conscience to
Yes, sir.
ensure that wherever we find ourselves, and having heard from a don in the university, you can say that, yes, this is the way to go. And then you apply it to
Yes,
real
sir.
life. That is why we are discussing this.
Yes.
It is not more than
Yes,
that.
sir.
We don't have, like, if you have issues concerning your place, we cannot, of course, we can do some advocacy towards that, but we will not be able to
Yes, sir.
solve it or even present it an issue to the government. So it
Okay,
is
sir.
it's not a kind of an avenue to lay the complaints we have. It relates the good governance to the physical things you can see on ground. The government is trying, we just choose government of Benue State because we're in Benue. We can see a lot of things. If it's trying in this area, we should say it. And where it's not trying, with respect to transparency, accountability, and participation. I think these are our key, these are the key areas we are focusing on. Then you can link your concern to that, and then we will move on. In any case, thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution. I bid to Stella. Fine. Let's call it a day and then see tomorrow by 10 o'clock. We have all tried. I am happy for the interaction I've had today. Today we have 13, and Cosrep say that is all. Nisbet, Jaffe Doga. Jaffe wanted to speak at some point, but he didn't talk again. Abito Stella and Gufan. Aheme, that is always talking and interrupting our class. Is it Aheme? Yes. After Aheme is After Aheme, I say Bashir, Wunti, then the Amos, Florence, is Stephanos. Is Stephanos, have you spoken to us today? Joseph Odu. Kwazan, Sophia. Sophia, are you in this class? Sophia. Sophia, you are not in this class, so because you just put on your phone and go and do your business, waiting till when your name will be on the attendant. Are you in this class? Kwazan, Sophia. I said it. He's doing her own schooling with her baby. Sophia, next time, if you don't talk, we'll mark you as someone who did not talk in this entire class. And let me say that I also add that you guys have tried today. I like it when there's an issue to be discussed in the class. There's massive contribution. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you all for attending.
Thank you, sir.
Today. Tomorrow,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. Tomorrow, we'll meet by 10. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, class. Sorry, I have an announcement to make. Please, we are still using same link in the morning and in the afternoon, please. And let us try and be orderly in our WhatsApp group where we have our HOD. Let's try to be orderly in our write-up, please, so that we won't use any of our comments against our facilitators. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello, class.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Yes, to our course rep. I am in the college or in the department now. And the reason I didn't attend the lecture on time is I was trying to find my way to the department before the time came up. And I was not conscious to check my time. So I didn't join on time. And the fact is, I discovered in the department, the record the department has is only 10 persons registered, and I will be sending the list. I'll send the list to the course rep to convey it on the platform. So if you know that you are here to appear at the department, do that on time, because the HOD said if the class, if the department decide to close registrations, do.
Okay, since his network is interrupted, I don't know if we can talk on the WhatsApp group so I can end the Zoom meeting.
So let the remaining persons try, those who will not find their names on this list, try and make up their registration. Thank you, but the list will be sent to the course rep for her to unveil it on the platform.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Jaffet. I really appreciate you and thank you for your efforts. So we can discuss on the WhatsApp group while I end the Zoom meeting. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. So see you all in the morning tomorrow. Please, whoever that is supposed to be here that is not here, let us call on them to participate in these lectures. Thank you.
Okay, but tomorrow is public holiday, so is the lecture still holding irrespective of the public holiday?
Yes, the lecture is holding. Our lectures are online, so it's still holding.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much.